If you've installed Concrete 5 with sample content, or you're using a trial from concrete5.org, you might like the editing interface, but you might be wondering, how do you turn this website into your own? Well, I'm just going to give you some quick tips as to how I would kind of clean up a site and start really making it about my own content and not all of this sample stuff. So the first thing I would do is bring up the dashboard side panel, jump into the sitemap, and get a quick sense as to what pages are there. If we open these little pluses, you can see how everything is organized. A lot of this most sites won't need. So what I'm going to do is move these pages into a private section of my site so I can still get at them later if I decide I do want to add a portfolio or bring the blog back, but I can hide them from the public audience. So this gives me a good chance to show you all the stuff you can do from the sitemap. I just clicked home and you can see there's a bunch of options here. Visit takes me to the page. All of these options are the same panels that you can get to from the gear icon if you're actually editing the page. There's some more stuff, but what we want to do is add a new page underneath home. So you may have done that from the pages icon on the side, but you can do that right here as well. So we're going to choose empty page, and we're going to call this private area. You can see it's going to make that right underneath home. I'm going to go ahead and publish it, but then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly come back to private area. I'm going to go to its permissions, and I'm going to lock this down so guests can't see it, only administrators can. Concrete 5 lets you make as many groups as you want, and if you want more granular permissions, you can turn on advanced permissions from the dashboard and really dial in who can see which parts of the pages and all sorts of complex workflows. But for a simple site, this will do it. Alright, so we've made a private area and we've locked it down so only admins can see it. And now we're just going to take advantage of the dragging and dropping we can do here to reorganize the site a bit. So I'm going to take team, grab it, and drop it on private area, and we get this option of what we want to do. Do we want to move the page? Do we want to alias, which will just make a link that sends traffic back over? Or do we want to copy the page and all of its children, basically to build out the tree even more fully? In this case, we want to move that page over. And we'll do the same thing with portfolio and services, because in this example we just want a simple kind of about me site. Alright, so now when I take a look at the home, all I see is blog, search, and contact underneath it along with the private area. And if I click this arrow to come back to the front end of the site, I can see the main nav has changed, and I can still see private area, but that's because I'm logged in as an admin. If I come into the sidebar here and I sign out, you can see private area isn't showing up. My navigation has been thinned down to just the pages I want to show the public. And if I went through and changed these blocks to say what I wanted to say, I'd have a much simpler site that was just about me.